Therma. We never go. Can we just do this one time?
But I really don't want to.
Come on, Therma. We always have Thanksgiving down here. Don't you want to go see Audrey and Jordan and everyone else upstairs?
It is so much better down here. It's so cozy and it's a tradition.
My name is Gertie. I rock the tic-tac-toe. I have a dozen fashion tips, so comment down below.
My name is Therma. I know what I know. Yetis are awesome and they live in the snow. With Elsa and Nana.
But we always have Thanksgiving down here. Can we just have it once upstairs with everyone else? I feel like I'm hiding my true talent from everyone else. And I want to make a change in this world.
It's okay, Gertie. It's okay. It's okay, Gertie. Gertie, we can have Thanksgiving upstairs with the other family. It's okay. Do you remember our first Thanksgiving?
Of course I remember. How can one forget? It all started when I was bedazzling walking through the woods one day. I had my basket full of Thanksgiving supplies, and I was just missing one item. And so I was walking through the woods, and there were some beautiful colored flowers on the ground, and it was so sparkly. You can't even imagine. I only picked the sparkly flowers, of course, because those are like the only flowers that exist in my world. So I was walking through, and these flowers were just like in a row. It was unbelievably lucky. And then I saw this like really pink, rare, sparkly flower. Like you wouldn't even believe it. Those things exist only like once a year. And so I picked it up. And that's when I heard some super creepy rustling in the bushes next to me. And I was like, no way am I going to be the next Little Red Riding Hood, because we've all heard that story before. Am I right, Therma? Therma, are you even listening?
Yes, Gertie. Yes, I'm listening. Yeah.
Anyways, in those bushes, I saw something so scary. Like, you guys wouldn't even believe it. I could have been a scientist. I could have made money off this. I found this creature. I can't even explain. The eyes on it, it had bushy eyebrows. Like, you couldn't, like, they were not on fleek. They needed help so bad. And the hair, it was as scraggly as the treetops. And the outfit, I can't even explain. It was a disaster. Like, ew. Oh, and that's when you come in, Therma. So this creature led me through the woods, and I was so frightened, but I forgot my way home because I picked up all the flowers, of course. And so I was going through the woods with this creature, and it started calling for Yetis? Like, what even is a Yeti? And it took me to this little opening in the place. And then that's when I remembered it was Thanksgiving, and I had some food in my basket. And so I was like, so what's your name? And the thing said, Therma. And I was like, Therma, what a weird name. Anyways, I was like,
wow, she sounds like such a weirdo.
Yeah, it was so weird. And so then I was like, do you know what day it is? It's Thanksgiving. So I got my basket that I'm holding, of course, and I have a few items in there that I absolutely need for Thanksgiving. Every person needs this for Thanksgiving. It's the best meal and recipe I've ever made. Being the generous human being I am, I decided to share my Thanksgiving with this person. And so I took my scarf, my belt scarf, and folded it up to be the table. And I took out my best recipe ever, cotton candy and nerds. That's everything you need for Thanksgiving, basically. And I was getting ready to eat when this monster starts calling for Yetis again. And then you wouldn't even believe what it did next. It took out crickets and put them all over my Thanksgiving food. And this is so revolting. I can't even tell you what it is. I started to eat a cricket. Like, wow, such an uncivilized person. Like, doesn't even know table manners. It offered me a cricket, and I said no, because how gross that is. And so I got up to run back home, but I forgot where I was supposed to go. And what do you know? I look behind, and it's following following me. And that's how I met you, Therma. You followed me all the way home.
No, Gertie, that's not how it was. Come on. Let me tell you. So, it was a lovely day with my Yeti's friends. And I was just playing hide and seek with them in the forest where I normally go. So, it was a good time until I heard this really scary creature coming. And I sniffed the air. And it wasn't any Yetis that I've ever met before. And so I knew it had to be something very scary. And this thing started walking towards me. And all my Yeti friends ran away. And so it was just me left to face this difficult problem. So I figured I had to come out at some point. So I just came out. And there was glitter everywhere. It almost gave me a seizure. I ran as fast as I could to the opening. This is where all the Yeti friends hang out, but no one was there. I turned back and she's right there behind me. And she pulls off this light reflecting waistband and lays it down on the floor. And she starts pulling out this food that I've never seen before, and she lays it down on the light reflecting surface. I thought it was going to be a really toxic thing, so I decided, I guess if she's pulling out her food, then I better bring out my food so I'm not ruined by all this toxicity. And so I pull out my sticks and my dirt, and so I pulled out the really most delicacy thing of all time, the crickets. And so I took a bite.
Ew, Therma, that's disgusting.
No, it's not. You should have seen how uncivilized this other person was. They were eating this fluffy stuff. They acted like it was the most disgusting thing that they've ever seen in their lifetime. But of course it was a delicacy. I tried to explain to her, but she decided to leave. And so I tried to follow her to explain the concept of the delicaciness of the crickets, because I mean, you can't just be so rude and leave the delicate crickets on their own. So I followed her, and she just kept running away from me. I followed her back home, and that's where I've ended up now. And I can't find my Yetis again. I think it's because her scents rubbed off on me, and now they're all afraid.
Good, because we don't want them here anyways. So I guess for those of you wondering how we met, this is the story of how we met. It all happened on Thanksgiving, and we want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving, and be sure to eat lots of cotton candy.
Hopefully it's not as traumatizing as it was for me.
And me. That's all for today's video. We'll see you next time. Gertie and Therma!